I think the FT-ETNO summit was pretty interesting today because I think it comes at a time when there's a blank sheet of paper for the new commission in terms of the regulations which will govern the industry going forward. Clearly, the companies represented here, Vodafone, Telenor, Sonera, some of the biggest companies in the sector, Orange, Deutsche Telekom, all want the regulations to turn in their favour. They want to invest, they want to spend money into their networks, they want to provide service to their customers, but they want a return on their capital, they want to put prices up, they want to produce services which they can charge more for. And so there's a quid pro quo in their mind. On the other side, you've got people like Netflix who are here today who insist that the internet and the network should be opened up to them to provide their content to consumers wherever they find them. There's a big debate brewing around that net neutrality angle, which I think will be fascinating to see develop, particularly as we have existing proposals around net neutrality going through Parliament at the moment. Whether or not it'll be watered down, whether or not it'll be scrapped entirely, whether or not the whole thing will be scrapped entirely and maybe reinstated with some new proposals, we don't know yet. So today was really about finding where people stand. Clearly the telecoms groups really want to be able to charge for access to their networks, particularly on preferential services, specialised services, which gets them additional revenues and also mitigates some of the traffic costs that they have to encounter. They themselves have their own services, obviously, they want to push online. On the other side, you have the regulators, to some extent, supporting the technology groups that are coming from America, like Google, like Netflix, who really rely upon a degree of net neutrality and a degree of an open internet in order to reach their customers. I think the future of the digital economy is basically up for grabs here. People want part of it. The telecoms infrastructure clearly is provided already by the operators, but they want a bit more. They want some incentives in place, some financial incentives in place in order to provide that. On the other side, you have the technology groups, which say, quite rightly, that their consumers simply want to be served. The internet is already under, I guess, some strain in the sense of video on demand is one of the most popular services people currently access on the internet. That's not going to change. In fact, it's going to do quite the opposite. It's going to explode in the next 5-10 years. People are going to be watching Netflix, who's clearly here today at our conference, but also the rival services, and using social media in order to communicate with their friends. For that, people need to manage the traffic on their networks. There is a distance between traffic management potentially and, say, throttling or indeed control of the internet from the network provider position. And I think there is the debate, how much power does each side have in this digital economy going forward?